Stop waiting to love yourself when you're perfect. Love yourself right now. Right now. Hi everyone, I'm Johnny, and I've seen so much cute videos going around like this, where people, 80-year-olds, 90-year-olds, older people are saying, or 20-year-olds are saying their life lessons that they've learned throughout their years. And because they're older, more wiser, they get more lessons, more wisdom. But I feel for my age, I've learned a lot. So I wanted to make this video as a tell you the lessons I've learned in my life, but also to remind myself when I get older so I can come back to this video and see what lessons I knew at that point in my life, So let's get started. The lessons I've learned as a 17-year-old. Lesson number 1 is people truly are just projecting. And it's not just what I've read and seen, but what I've experienced as well. When I was a 9th grader, I feel like the time lapse between me in 9th grade and me now, I've grown a lot. I remember this moment in 10th grade. This girl called my friend would be constantly body shaming me. At the same time, be calling me pretty and that I was skinny. Like, first criticizing me and now you're saying I'm pretty. Like, what the heck is going on? She would call me pretty. She would call me skinny. She would criticize my body type. She would criticize the way I acted, that I was too shy, that I was too quiet, that I had no friends, and she would be judging me. She called herself my friend, okay? But at the same time, in that moment, in that certain area of my life, I was not into self-improvement. I was kind of accepting that I was in a depression area and just being like, there's nothing that can help me, that point in your life when you're just like, nothing can help me, I don't want to learn anything, kind of just accept that you're depressed, right? So I was in that point of my life, and this girl was not making it any better. At the same time, she would be judging the way she looked, and she would be telling me her trauma dumping, and she would be telling me, oh, it's because I'm not this, I'm not that, and that, and that. And I felt really judged when I was with her. I even felt scared talking to her. Like, I had her for 3rd period, so when I was in 2nd period, I'm like, I'm gonna have to see her, I'm gonna have to talk to her, what do I do? I didn't even want to see her, I didn't want to talk to her. And she made me feel so bad about myself. So that's where I learned, after I let that person go, I learned people are truly just projecting. They are. If somebody in their mind thinks that they're beautiful, not in a high ego way, but in a healthy ego way, that they're like, oh, I'm beautiful, they're gonna be seeing people as beautiful as well, and not criticizing others because they've already accepted themselves. But if a person thinks that they're too skinny, they don't accept themselves for who they are, they're not gonna be accepting others because they haven't found that part of themselves and accepted that part of themselves yet. I also learned that you need to let people feel their emotions. And when people get mad at you, annoyed at you, sad, you just have to let them feel their emotions. I'm not saying go and start criticizing everybody and let them feel it, no. But if your intentions are pure and you're doing something good, but they get triggered by it, they get mad by it, or whatever, you need to let them feel their emotions, because that way you can help them deal with their emotions. You can help them be able to find and help themselves when they're going through tough times. That's what I learned. You just have to let people handle and let them feel their own emotions. I also learned, since I'm currently in school right now, that there's no popular girls, there's no skater boys, there's no nerd people, there's no nerds. It's just, we're all people, we're all energy and souls, we all have spirit. So I noticed that person that can look so confident from the outside, have the most friends, be the prettiest, everybody admires, everybody wants to be with her, everybody loves her, but that person internally can be feeling so lost and so angry at herself. I've noticed that we're all energy, we're all souls. Are we saying somebody's better than us? Why are they better than us? Because they have more stuff? Because they have a personality trait that we don't own? They're different. We have traits that they don't own. Why are we seeing that as pure and as beautiful and as ordinary? You know? I'm in school right now and like I feel like I'm seeing things differently than I used to do because now I'm not seeing people as much as ignorant or better or less. You know? They're just souls. They're confused. They are lost. And they're still finding who they are, you know? Like that. When we think somebody's better than us, they really aren't. I'm not saying we're like top, you know, but I see that we're all equal. Even if they have a trait that we don't own, we can have traits that they don't own. I believe the natural state of a human is love. It's pure love, okay? And if somebody is hating on you, I've learned we shouldn't hate them, you know? We shouldn't wish them bad and we shouldn't hate them and think of them as this awful person because they're just hurting. And that is not an excuse for them to be hating on people. But I'm saying this so you can protect your energy. Why are you gonna harm your energy and lower it from when it's here? You're gonna lower it down here. Just call them rude and just to start saying that, oh, they're just haters, they're just jealous, you know. No, if a person comes up to you or starts hating you, criticizing you, I've learned that what if we just see them as a pure soul, you know, like this person's just hurting right now. They are just going through it right now. I know they're just hurt and lost right now. Of course, I'm going to distance myself and I'm not going to give them, yeah, hey, I know you're just hurting, but like that's to protect my energy. I know you're just hurting. I'm going to distance myself. You know, when you're good, you can come talk to me. First, heal whatever this is. It's not that they're a bad person. I believe people are truly loving. It's not that they're a bad person. They're not an excuse to be hating on people though. But believe this, to protect my energy and to believe that this person can heal and can change. To wish them luck on their journey. I've also learned that when we're trying to improve ourselves, we're also trying to change ourselves. Which sometimes can be good, but sometimes you must lose yourself in order to find yourself again. Because I remember that when I'm still currently going on this journey to find myself. And I noticed that once I started trying to find myself, I was losing myself, okay? Like, I was like, okay, what would me do at this point? Like, I didn't even know how to answer that question. I was so lost in who I was. I was like, who am I? At this point, I'm just doing what others are doing. I'm just doing what other people tell me to do. I don't even know what I'm doing. Who am I? You know? But as I'm going through this journey, I'm seeing I have to lose the mask I built. I have to lose the layers people have given me of how to act, how to be, what to say. I have to lose all that, what other people have given me. I have to lose it in order to find myself again. Because when you really think about it, this version might not be the true me. You know? It's probably just the layers and lies people have told me about me, of who I am. But what if when I start taking that away, I'm a different person? Because all along, that's who I've truly been. Trying to find myself. It's a lifelong journey, honestly, because I am never going to know who I 100% I am. I'm going to know who I am right now. But in the future, I'm going to learn more things about myself. I've learned that you don't need to be excited all the time. Like, ee, ooh, you know. You can also just be calm and peaceful. And that's still happiness. That's still joy. And you don't have to be doing something 24/7 of your life. We can just be sitting down, staring at the trees, just thinking, just zoning out. Like, we can start doing that instead of being stimulated 24/7. Because we grab that phone, once we turn on that TV, our mind gets lost into something that's not real. And we get joy with something that is only temporarily. You really do turn it to other people if you're not careful who you spend your time with. 11th grade finished, I had my summer break. And I went on this whole month journey of finding myself and my authenticity, my self-love, and my boundaries and everything. And I was doing so amazing. Like, I've never seen myself be so authentic in my life than in those points, in those months. I came back to school, right? In the first days, I was so authentic, like I had no care. Of course, I still worried. I still cared a bit what others thought. I didn't make it this huge thing. I just made it like, oh yeah, it's back there. It's fine. I'll just ignore it. And I was so authentic. I was so loving. And I was so detached from how others were going to perceive me. But once I started hanging out with people that were in drama, that were talking negatively, that were putting other people on pedestals and saying, I can't do that because this person's gonna not think good of me, I found myself acting like them. I found my mind switching from, it's okay if they judge me, to, oh no, they can't judge me. What can I do to stop it? And when I saw this YouTuber, she said that our habits become theirs, and theirs become ours. And it's true, because I was like, I did so much improvement. And hanging out with these people really switched my mindset. At that moment, I didn't know what it was. It really was those people. Do you see how easy your mind can switch when you're not spending time with the right people? Even though I'm currently still a bit young, I spend my time at lunch alone. I'd rather be alone than be with people who are going to remove the progress I've made in my self-development. I spend my time alone, and from once in a while there's people that come and talk to me, but I really question the vibe. If it's not there, I am not going to say, oh, what is it though that's not there? It's not there. The vibe is not there. I don't feel safe. I don't feel comfortable. They're not the people that are meant to be in my life. So I distance myself again. Because I feel like it's school, we feel very judged by others. We feel like they have control over our futures, over us. But they really don't have control over us. They don't know who they are. And we're waiting for them to tell us who we are and what we should be doing. Why? When they're also waiting the same from other people. We do not need anybody else's permission to be confident. We don't need anybody else's permission to be able to sit alone somewhere by ourselves, to grow our self-love. We do not need others' permission to be cringy when they don't even give that to themselves. They don't give themselves the permission to do that. Where are we waiting for them to give us permission to do that? They're never going to do that. It's really in the mindset. In 9th grade, I was so worried of glowing up physically, of making sure my skin was clear free, my hair was luscious, and I was the most beautiful girl. That's what I worried about in 9th grade. That hurt me so much, because when there was a day I wasn't called pretty, I felt ugly. I prioritized so much my physical appearance that I completely forgot who I was, spiritually, mentally, everything. I was so addicted to being the prettiest that I forgot what truly mattered. I am not the biggest advocate for physical glow-ups, because although they are good, they are fun, certain aspects, it's a part to take care of ourselves, right? I believe more in a mindset and glowing up mentally, spiritually. Of course, physically, I believe in eating healthy, doing your skincare, showering, exercising, taking care of your physical well-being, but not prioritizing so much to the point it gets addictive. Because I felt so much more happier when I start taking care of myself mentally. When I stop caring so much what others are going to say. When I stop putting other people on a pedestal above me. I feel so free and so happy when I live in my authenticity. Why would I care what some stranger has to say about me? Why would I care? They're going to leave. I'm going to leave. We're never going to remember this moment again. And I get so angry when I can't do something and other people are staring. I get so angry at myself. I'm like, why can't you do it? They're not even gonna care. Why can't you do it? Notice that me forcing myself to take such a giant step and being confident is only harming me, and it's not helping me grow. And I believed that in order to grow, in order to love myself, in order to gain confidence, I had to be rude to myself. I had to push myself. I had to be brutal to myself. But I don't. I have to take it one step at a time and be patient with myself, even when it's the hardest. Even when it's the hardest. I've noticed that people are not going to give you the love you're missing if you don't give it to yourself. I used to be an addict to seeking male validation. Every time a guy looked at me, I felt on top of the world. I felt, whoa, I won the lottery, you know? And now I think of it, but it used to trigger me. But she was lost. My younger self was just lost and confused, and she didn't know what true love actually meant. I'm not gonna hate her for it, because she didn't know. Right now, she just needs love. Not more hate, not more anger. She needs love. Just like your inner child needs love. She doesn't need any more hate. She doesn't need any more punishments. She needs you to be there and love her and know, hey, I know you didn't mean it. You were confused. You were lost. But I'm here for you now. And I'm gonna love you and love you every single day. And I forgive you for what you did because you had no idea. I've learned that life is truly beautiful. Life doesn't become beautiful once you stop caring what others think, or once you gain the biggest confidence skills, biggest conversation skills. It's when you start accepting how you are at this moment. Even if you lack confidence, even if you still care what others think, life becomes beautiful once you accept that I'm still working on that and I'll heal. But it takes time. I accept myself right now as I am. That is when your eyes spark. That is when your life glows because you accept who you are at this moment instead of forcing yourself to be something you are not yet. Stop waiting to love yourself when you're perfect. Love yourself right now. Right now. Because once you hit that perfect line, you're going to be seeking for more. And you're going to keep saying, I'll love myself when this. I'll love myself when I have this. I'll love myself when I own this. You are just going to keep seeking. Love yourself the way you are right now. You don't need the most expensive car. You don't need to have the perfect teeth. You don't need to have the perfect confidence in order to love yourself. You can love yourself exactly the way you are at this moment. This moment. You are allowed to. I've learned that judging yourself is not just in the way you speak, but in the way your mind talks about you. When you're in a conversation and your mind starts saying, you should have been more this and less that. When you're somewhere your mind starts judging you, why didn't you do that? You really care so much what they think, why didn't you do it? That's also judging yourself. That's also judging yourself. Because you haven't reached that level yet. It's like you being on this level and you want to skip all these levels and go straight to the highest one. You can't do it like that. You need all of this in order to get the strength to reach this. That's why it's so important to take small steps. I know you want to get there. I know you want to have those skills. But trust me, you will gain permanent, stronger skills if you take it one step at a time. Instead of wanting to do the hardest thing out of your comfort zone, do one thing that's hard but easy in the middle. Once you do that, your brain's gonna start seeing you as somebody who can do stuff. If you want to start setting boundaries, how about just try talking to that person saying, I didn't like this. That's it. All you have to do is that. You see how taking it one step at a time is gonna start. I've learned that's gonna start feeding our brains that we can do stuff. Comparing myself is for nothing. I compare myself and later I go home and I gain nothing from it. Comparing myself and ignoring others because they're better than me does nothing for anyone. They have their own journeys and I know you've heard this multiple times, but they're their own world. I'm my own world. We're all really just so different from each other, there is no need to compare when there's nothing to compare. Like saying, is a bracelet better or is a sculpture better? You know, like you can't say which is better. They're both very different from each other. And probably gonna make a second part to this, but that's it for this video. These are some lessons I've learned so far. And I hope there's a girl out there that can take a lesson from this and use it in her life. And like always, you are important and you are enough just the way you are. I love you, my beautifuls. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!